Breaking news: the Senate must go, says Aisha Yesufu as she calls for the scrapping of the Nigerian Senate to reduce the cost of governance. Hi guys, welcome back to Spice Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're joining us for the first time, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Now, the co-founder of the Bring Back Our Girls movement, Aisha Yesufu, made the call in a recent interview in Lagos, where she was reacting to calls in some quarters that the country should do away with the bicameral legislature, the two-chamber National Assembly, and to adapt an unicameral legislature to reduce the cost of governance. The activist has said Nigeria could alternatively reconsider the reintroduction of the parliamentary system of government to reduce the heavy funds spent on the National Assembly. And according to her, until something is done about the cost of running the government and corruption, Nigerians will not feel the dividends of democracy. Because we really need to examine our democracy and look at how it fits us and how it serves the ordinary people and the masses. The one that will not be too expensive, because the one we have now is too expensive and we need to cut down costs. We need to cut down some unnecessary costs. And this cannot just continue because this has not been working for Nigerians. So Aisha Yesufu has called for the scrapping of the Senate. According to her, it is important because the kind of government we are practicing is very, very expensive and it is pulling us back. How can we have the Senate and the House of Representatives both end up duplicating functions in terms of what they do? Their functions are quite similar with each other. So why the need for this duplicate? One has to go. She said the Senate has now been turned into a retirement home for a lot of incompetent and failed governors who did not do anything well for the people in their states. And now, Nigerians has continued to bear the brunt of the resources annually located to these political retirees in the Senate. And the Senate now seems to be a joking ground because the Senate does not have, any value. In real sense, it is very, very similar with what the House of Representatives do. So these senators, they do nothing special at the end of the day, and they are being paid humongous amounts of money. And, they've been given huge allowances for doing absolutely nothing different. And there is no way democracy can work for the masses with this kind of waste of public funds that could have been directed to put happiness to the face of the common man. So my country people, according to Aisha Yesufu, in our own option, the House of Representatives is enough. They would be able to take care of the lawmaking aspect of the nation. They can oversight other functions and other things that the legislative arm of government does. They would be able to do that, because the kind of money we are wasting to run this system of government where we have the Senate and the House of Representatives, meanwhile the masses are suffering. And each day we talk about reducing cost of governance, and yet Nigeria is yet to make a bold move in this system. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? Do you agree or not with Aisha Yesufu's option on reducing the cost of governance by scrapping out the Senate? So this country can really move forward, because Nigeria as a nation spends huge amounts of money funding the Senate and also the House of Representatives. If Nigerians are going for the Senate, then the House of Reps should be abolished. The House of Reps should be scrapped. The House of Reps should go out. But if Nigerians are going for the House of Reps, then the Senate can also be scrapped. We can't have these two. Meanwhile, their functions are very similar to each other. It's more like a duplicate functions, and they are being paid salaries. Now, how many legislators do we have in this country? We have the senators and we have the House of Rep members, and they are being paid huge amounts of money as salaries. Now, the Senate is being turned into a retirement home for past governors. Some might have done well in their states while others did absolutely nothing, and then they run to the Senate to retire there till they pass out or till they die. So they tend to see the Senate as a retirement home, which is not supposed to be so. So if we look into this thing, I think it would add value to our system. It would, in a way, reduce the cost of governance, and all these unnecessary expenses would be avoided. So these are reactions from Nigerians. The first person said, Madam Yusuf, you are 100% right. Money that goes to the Senate and the so-called senators is a waste. The Nigerian Senate is only serious to waste people to the Nigerian economy. Scrapping will be a good step. Presently, it is the seat of all corruption that has kept Nigeria on her knees. They facilitate the corruption in the presidency. They are simply lazy, jobless folks parading themselves as lawmakers. They drain pipe indeed of the goods in Nigeria. They should go. Okay. She is right. The senator squanders the country's resources without any meaningful contributions. I support because they are milk cows that has done no positive things but rather stamped to the executive thieves. I see a revolution coming. At this point, nothing she said is wrong. This is the issue we have. Even if the president goes ahead and scrap off the Senate, they will come up with another thing. So this country is just corrupt. Okay, guys, these are reactions from Nigerians, and according to Nigerians, the service of the Senate is of no value to the development and the progress of the country. Now, the Senate has been turned into a retirement haven, a retirement home for ex governors. And the whole nation needs to speak about this before things get out of hands. As Nigeria is a country whereby things are not working, the country is struggling to get on her feet. And here we have the senators dragging us back. You see, they they quickly approved the new national anthem. But when it came to that of the NLC's demand of the minimum wage, you see they are kind of lagging behind. They are not saying anything. They are not doing anything. They are not pressurizing the government to do something about this. And those that tends to, want to speak about the new minimum wage, they will shut them down. So my country people, kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section.